Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you some of the new search tools available to you in XPression 8.5 and higher. In the different functionality sections that we've had in XPression, and you can see I'm in the layout mode, we've had the ability to do a filter. In other words, you could put a text object, a text string in and filter down the items that contain that, and that was done per container. So for example, the scene manager had a filter tool, we labeled it find. The object manager also had a find, which is a filter. The object inspector materials didn't really have that in the bottom half of the screen, but if you go into material manager, you had a filter choice in there as well. This would let you search for the pieces in the different individual places. And this is great because we've got some additional features, but I want to show you what's happened with the software with some great new global searching tools. On the XPression custom keyboard in the top right corner, there's a yellow button labeled Search. Pressing it opens up a search results window. Users can go ahead and type in a key term or string. For example, I've typed in head, and what you'll see is it's found it in scenes, materials, found nothing in fonts. Again, any of these, if I go ahead and I double click on them, it'll open up that material to let me see where it's at. I can also navigate to it within the scene. Does the same thing when I right click on it. For scenes, again, if I expand them and I double click on that particular scene and that particular object in the scene grouping that's shown in the search results, you'll notice in the object manager it takes me directly over to that same object in the object manager. If I go into the search results field and I add in a path to a file and click search, it will show me this particular file was being used in a material. It'll show me each one of the materials here. Again, I can right click and choose to navigate to the item, or also just edit the material and it brings it up directly in front of me. I can also come down to my object inspector and right click on a material and choose search for usage, and that will open up the search results window and let me know what scenes it's been used in. And again, I can expand it. I can also right click and navigate to the item, or I can double click to get me to that same item. When working with materials, you can also right click on them and search for material usage. And what you'll see come up in the search results is, again, the scenes that are utilizing that particular material. And then you can also expand it and right click on the object and navigate to it within that particular scene in the object manager for that particular piece. When working with fonts, you can now right-click on a font and choose Search for Usage. This will open up the search results window, which allows you to see what scenes that particular font is being used in. You can then double-click on it, and then you see the scene that it's contained in, and you can find the text objects that are using that particular font. Right-clicking in any of them lets you navigate to that item in the scene and the object manager.